our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
Hi, I'm Michelle Bachman, Minnesota's 6th Congressional District. Well, this is it. It's Friday. This is the day when potentially we could see a shutdown of the government.
The state shut down for today because they didn't come up with the budget. Just trying to figure out why they're shut down. People are out of jobs, out of work.
Can be productive members of society and out there working and being self-sufficient. But when blindness affects your life, at first, it affects all aspects of your life. And so blind people need to get the blindness skills, the non-visual skills of blindness, and build up the self-confidence, and also be able to have a positive attitude about their blindness so that they can go out there and be a part of society. And so this training is critical that students get that so that they can go on with their lives.
Sean was testifying before the special master to ask that our services be continued because the program is administered by the state. We will not get funding starting today.
It's important for me because if it does decide to shut down, I would not have a place to go. My training would be stopped, and a lot of us live in student apartments, and if that does happen, then some of us do have a place to go, some of us don't, and I'm one of them who doesn't have a place to go.
The shutdown from the government has really left programs across the state in limbo because we've been told that there is no guarantee that we can be reimbursed for expenses that are incurred during the shutdown. We also don't know how much of the budget cut there will be and what that impact will be on our programs. Many of the programs don't have cash reserves, so they don't have the capacity to stay open, or they have to cut back on staff hours or lay some of their staff off. We know this is a critical service, especially looking at public health and looking at safety issues. Oftentimes a victim, the first call they're going to make is to a rape crisis center, and that counselor can let them know how they can preserve evidence. They can let them know what their options are as far as going to the hospital for an evidentiary exam, or if they want to report to law enforcement, they can also go get an evidentiary exam and think about how they want to proceed. So it's a critical health issue. It's also a critical public safety issue.
My name is Victoria Reinhardt. I'm chair of the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners and very active in the Association of Minnesota Counties. And clearly, with counties being the implementation arm of the state, especially when it comes to human services, is really critical for the health and safety of all of our residents. In Ramsey County, what we were just testifying about was emergency assistance. Emergency assistance, in just the name of it, tells you that this is about individuals and families that are in immediate crisis. These monies are to prevent homelessness, to provide utility payments where there's a crisis where it has an effect on human safety and health. And we believed up until just a short time ago that this was covered under Judge Guerin's order, and in fact we still believe that it is. And therefore it is a subset of general assistance and other assistance that's provided. Part of this is federal money, and the State Department of Human Services told us that they would not pass this money through. And so we were in there arguing how important it is to families. This impacts the entire state of Minnesota. This isn't just Ramsey County.
My name is Ben Weiss. I am a legal aid lawyer, which means that I work to provide legal assistance to low-income people. And what I specifically do is help people who need to get benefits from the government for their survival. And I discovered middle of the day that the state wasn't even letting the county release money they already had in order to help these clients. And all of these clients were in emergency situations where they were at an immediate risk of eviction or loss of utility service or both. One woman was a single mother of two who had lost her job, used up her unemployment benefits, was now just getting welfare benefits from the state that weren't enough to pay rent anywhere without a housing subsidy. Fortunately, she had a subsidy, but if she were to get evicted, then she would lose that, and she and her kids would be homeless essentially for the foreseeable future. The second case involved a woman who was facing both an eviction and a utility shutoff. And the utility shutoff was particularly important for her because she had an 11-year-old son who has asthma who needs a nebulizer. And if the power was shut off, she wouldn't have the ability to run that. So this is literally a situation where her son's life is at stake. And so this is why I came. I'm a frontline practitioner. I don't normally come to the Capitol and testify, but I felt like in these situations, we needed to make the argument to the state that these programs needed to be continued.
Well, that is kind of the purpose of government, is to be the safety net, because it is all about making sure that the other people that we are inhabit this world with don't fall through the cracks. In other words, that their health and safety is important, because every human being is important. And that's what, to me, especially at the county level, what the state and federal government have said to us is, it is your job to provide that public safety net. And that's what Human Services is about.
I think that all of us depend on government more than we realize. And we, at times, have to. And a lot of the time we don't realize how dependent we are until we get to that point where we really need help.
The one thing we do know is that we were given a mandate by the American people last November, and it was this: spend less, not more. And at the beginning of the year, we had a deficit this year of $1.5 trillion.
On taxes and spending and public employee pensions and school reform and much more, one of the leadership lessons I learned is there comes a time where you have to draw a line in the sand.
But at a distance with this whole agreement and ultimately what has been crafted, Congresswoman, as it stands now, would you vote for this?
No, I would not.
Because the program is administered by the state, we will not get funding starting today.
I would not have a place to go.
And so this training is critical that students get that so that they can go on with their lives.
Many of the programs don't have cash reserves, so they don't have the capacity to stay open, or they have to cut back on staff hours or lay some of their staff off.
That the state wasn't even letting the county release money they already had in order to help these clients.
Government shutdown, and when it comes to health and human services, is literally putting people's lives at risk. Not just their livelihoods, their lives are at risk. Because if you don't have electricity for a nebulizer for a child that has asthma, that child's life is in danger.